Lord, whom they call as Ganesha, the best friend. Ganesha is generally associated with prosperity, wisdom, and good fortune. Many people worship Lord Ganesha because they believe that his benevolence will help them in achieving the physical position in the world. Ganesha is also referred to as the deity who removes all the obstacles from everyone's life. Hence, on this occasion of Ganesh Chaturthi, I wish and I pray to Lord Ganesha to remove obstacles from everyone's life and help us lead a very happy and a healthy and prosperous life. With this, I welcome you all to meeting number 475 of Mangalore Toastmasters Club. Before we start off the meeting, there are certain ground rules to be followed. Kindly put your mobile phone on silent mode or vibrating mode, which is very mandatory for today's meeting, especially. Kindly do not speak about sex, religion, and politics. Please put yourself on mute mode while you're not speaking, and kindly keep your videos on while you are speaking. And a gentle request to all the speakers who are in standby to keep your videos on to save time. Without much ado, now I would like to hand over the meeting to our charismatic president, Toastmaster Sunita Pereira. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Radha. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, MTM. I have a confession to make. When Praveen chose his theme, and I was reading about it, I never thought that a mobile phone could be a source of inspiration. But believe it or not, here are 5 inspiration lessons that you can learn from your smartphone. Number 1, we uninstall unnecessary apps that slow down the speed of our phone. You need to uninstall negative thoughts from your mind so that they don't slow you down and make you doubt yourself. That's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2, we update our mobile apps and operating systems because everyone wants the latest version. You need to update your learning, your behavior, your personality, and your character to become a better and newer version of yourself. Lesson number 3, we customize our mobile theme, our profile, our screen because we want a better look. You need to customize and change your attitude towards problems and difficulties and see them as challenges and opportunities. Lesson number 4, we always back up our important data when buying a new phone. You need to back up your achievements, your accomplishments, and focus on really important, inspiring events to make your life worthwhile. And lesson number 5, all of us want a branded phone because it has its own unique settings and features. You too are a unique brand. There's no one else like you with your potential. So don't copy someone else, just be yourself. On that note, I invite Dr. CK for the prayer.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. And on that very note, I'm reminded of Anita's speech where she made a mobile go live like a friend or a husband or a wife or a child and did an excellent talk. The prayer today is a prayer for universal peace, which was delivered by my late father at the 3rd Assembly of the World Conference on Religions and Peace. You probably know about this kind of conference where Vivekananda also addressed the world. This he did, my dad did it on 29th of August, 1979 as a representative from India and as a journalist, as director of news from All India Radio. This was held in Princeton, New Jersey. So much for the preamble. A prayer of sorts has already been rendered by Radha, but what I'm going to read now is in Sanskrit, and I delivered a short translation of it as I go on. The first line, Kshemam sarva prajanam prabhavatu balavan dharmiko bhumipalaha. It means let all be in kshema, in good health, and let dharmiko bhumipala, let our leader be righteous. Kale kale cha vrishtim vitaratu maghava vyadhayo yantunasham. Kale kale cha vrishtim, let there be timely rains. Vyadhayo yantunasham, let all disease and pestilence, like what we are now, be abolished from the world. Durbhiksham chauryamari Kshanamapi jagatam masma bhujiva loke. Durbhiksham, that is famine. Let no one be afflicted by famine. Let no one be a victim of chauryamari, of theft and stealing. And not even for a moment. Kshanamapi jagatam masma bhujiva loke. Let the life of the living, the world of the living be such that there's no durbhiksha, that is famine, no chauryamari, no fear of theft, not even for a moment. Devendram dharmachakram prasaratu satatam sarva saukhya pradai. Let all be healthy. Let the Lord, the wheel of dharma, that is righteousness, bestow happiness on one and all. So now I'll recite it the way it is recited by us every day at home. Kshemam sarva prajanam prabhavatu balavan dharmiko bhumipalah kale kale cha vrishtim vitaratu madhava vyadhayo yantunasham durbhiksham chauryamari kshanamapi jagatam masma bhuji valoke devendram dharmachakram prasaratu satatam sarva saukhya pradai. Om shanti shanti shanti. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. CK. That was a very auspicious beginning to this meeting and to this day. And now, before we begin the regular meeting, do we have felicitations from any of the members? Anybody would like to share a felicitation?
Yeah, ma'am.
Yes, Lizelle, go ahead.
I got the opportunity to teach B.Ed students of St. Aloysius and conduct exams on ICT, that is related to using Canva and making good presentations and such. So it was something new to me. So I had to even deliver a live speech to first years and second years too. So yes.
Great. Every achievement is an important achievement. Great. Anyone else?
Can I go ahead?
Yes, Kavitha, go ahead.
Every small thing in life is a felicitation. And for me, MTM celebrated my 50th birthday, and it was, I don't have words to express, but I felt, what could I express? I was feeling so good, and that day, that particular day was so nice. And one thing I would like to show you all is MTM gifted me this. It's called the caricature, and Radha's friend did this personally. Thank you, Radha, and thank you, MTM, for taking that time to, give a beautiful art which can be preserved throughout my life. And of course, there's one thing which I would like to say. I went to an old age home where my aunt is there during this period, and I took them some sweets. And there was one lady, when I touched her feet, she said, half century ho gaya hai in Konkani. So century zarur hoga. That's what she said. So take life how it comes. Cheers to you all. And I look forward to celebrating your 50, 60, and 70 and more to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Kavitha. That's very nice. Anyone else would like to share? Yes,
Yeah,
Dr. CK. Yes.
if achievements of children are a celebration, then I like to share that. My son has been appointed as assistant professor of cardiac surgery at the
wow.
Jayadeva Institute of Cardiac Sciences in Bangalore. It's a government job, so he's just got that. And the other thing I did was I delivered a talk in Udupi on nurture the brain for young parents.
Yes, yes.
And I think I told you about it. So that's my achievement for the fortnight.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
That's very nice, Dr. CK. If you have a recording, you can share it. We can put it on our YouTube channel. I mean, if it's not a paid version. Okay.
Very long. It's nearly.
No, it's okay. We can put an edited version. I finally figured out how to edit on YouTube. So if you have a recording, we can share it as a member.
I do have it. Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else would like to share something?
Yeah. Sunita, last Saturday, I just want to share, last Saturday we celebrated Teachers' Day, and
Yes.
My headmistress wanted me to talk to the teachers impromptu on the role of teachers during the pandemic. And many appreciated what I said because I spoke from experience, and I credit Toastmasters for giving me the opportunity or the experience of talking impromptu.
Yeah. A very warm wish to all the teachers in Bangalore Toastmasters. But I think to an extent, everybody is a teacher, because if you're a mentor, you're also doing a little bit of that. Is there anyone else? Well, before we go ahead, I'd like to mention, I think today is Father Ashwin's birthday. I thought he would join the meeting, but if not, we'll wish him later if he joins, or we can wish him on the other. Right. Anyone else, or shall we ask our guest to say a few words? Good morning, DTM Mutturaj. Could you introduce yourself? Welcome to MTM. All right, maybe he's having some difficulty. Yes, we can't see you, sir.
Yeah, ma'am. He's working on a laptop.
Okay.
Leave it, ma'am. Leave, ma'am. Go ahead.
It's okay, DTM Mutturaj. If you're having some difficulty, we could do that after the speeches also, if you're going to be attending. I'm sure you'll attend the whole meeting because your brother is the TMOD today. So we could do that a little later once you've figured out your technical problem. Right. So let's go ahead with the regular meeting. Our TMOD today is a man of action. He's a man of action in giving speeches, in his work at correctional services, and even with helping his family at home. I'm sure he makes excellent tea. I've heard about that. So he walks the talk, and when he makes a commitment to something, you can be sure he will complete it. So put your mobile phones away and please welcome Toastmaster Praveen. Over to you, Praveen.
Thank you. Good morning, Toastmasters. Okay, let me take bath. Bath is over. I'm combing my hair. Finish. I'm going to my office. Dear Toastmasters, what is the one thing that you observed in my action? Anybody?
Usage of phone all the time.
Yes? One more?
You are addicted to mobile.
Exactly. That is not the usage of mobile. We people are addicted to the mobile. Wherever we go, whenever we go, however we go, we do not forget our mobile. We may forget our spouse and kids. Even sometimes we may forget our body parts. If our hands has been stuck to the door also, we may forget and go. But we don't forget our mobile. Mobile. So what are the things we do in mobile? We call to our beloved ones. We send message. We take photographs. After mobiles are introduced, we have killed the professional photographers. We add reminders. We write speech script. We make inventory list. We do all the things in mobile. Nowadays, we are forgetting our beloved ones. Let me tell you why I have taken this thing today. Recently, I visited one club at Hubli where people club together to laugh, to discuss, to share their feelings, to share their ideas. But one thing, remember, mobiles or any electronic devices are not allowed. They are completely prohibited inside the club. Do you agree? You have to agree, because they are enjoying the natural life. So As I posted some rules on Adda, all the members are requested to follow some rules. Please turn your mobiles off completely during the meeting. Those who are attending the meeting via mobiles can only use the mobiles. I think you have informed all your contacts that you are not using your mobiles today from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. And one secret member is monitoring all the members of their mobile usage. I would appreciate if the videos are on and President Toastmaster Sunita is allowed to use the mobile to the smooth flow of the meeting. Thank you in advance for your kind cooperation. Coming to the actual mode of meeting for the benefits of guests, the meeting will be divided into 3 segments. First one is prepared speeches, second one is table topic session, and third one will be the evaluation. In prepared speech segment, the members are giving their speeches depending upon their path and levels. And in table topic session, the table topic master will explain the session. And we have evaluation session. I will call upon the general evaluator later to introduce her tag team. So without a further ado, let me call upon today's grammarian, TTM Winston, to give his word of the day and explain his role. Over to you, TTM Winston. Winston, you are muted. Yeah.
Okay. 1 minute. Word of the day. Can you hear me?
Yes, Winston, go ahead.
Word of the day is euphoric. Word of the day is euphoric. Euphoric is an adjective, means intense excitement. For example, when I informed my neighbor about New Year party, they were euphoric. When I informed my neighbors about New Year party, they were euphoric. Now, synonymous. Okay, I don't know whether I corrected the word, I now pronounce the word correctly. It's synonymous. Excitement, exhilaration, happiness, delight, and elation. Now you can also use this phrase during your talk or your speeches. Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. For example, when we went on a holiday to Mumbai, there was never a dull moment. I'll repeat. When we went on a holiday to Mumbai, there was never a dull moment. So all the speakers, even table topic masters, when you speak on table topics, please use the word euphoric. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. When I posted the rules about meeting, I assume all the members were feeling euphoric regarding mobile usage. And let me call upon our general evaluator, Toastmaster Sharmila Sagar, to introduce a tag team and her role.
Thank you, Toastmaster Praveen. The role of the general evaluator is to evaluate everything that takes place during the club meeting. The general evaluator conducts the evaluation portion of the meeting and is responsible for the tag team. And I feel euphoric to introduce the tag team today. Let me begin with Anita. Anita Cordeiro is the timer. Anita Cordeiro is infallible, and she's a mentor to many. She's a dedicated teacher, so she'll be the timer today. DTM Anita. Our counter is a committed, sincere, young, and dynamic Lizelle. Our grammarian is a role model to many. He has proved not only as a seasoned Toastmaster, but also has reached out to many a needy in several years. A person who taught us being passionate about Toastmaster, the Winston, Toastmaster Winston. Over to you, Toastmaster Praveen.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharmila ma'am. So let me start with the first segment of the meeting, that is prepared speech. I'll call upon Toastmaster Seema Sequeira to give her speech. Before starting the speech, let me call upon her evaluator, Toastmaster Kavitha Kamath, to give the details and objectives of her speech. Over to you, Kavitha Kamath.
Before I start, I would like the person who's watching us. I'm using a paper and reading her objective, not my phone. So I go ahead for that. I appreciate if you would take care of the observation of not using the phone as per the theme. And let me read out to you Seema's objectives. Good morning, everybody. Seema is on her way to being a DTM. And during the, while attending the DTM, we have 2 speeches to give, and that's called a project, which is an HPL project. She has already completed the 5 to 7 minute speech at Sahyadri, and this is her second speech on the way to attain the DTM. And that is, the purpose of this project is to apply your leadership and planning knowledge to develop a project plan, organize a guidance committee, and implement your plan with the help of a team. Seema, timer, kindly note DTM Anita. Her time is 10 to 12 minutes, 10, 11, and 12. And all the very best, Seema. The webinar for Degree College is a title. Over to you, TMOD Praveen. Thank you.
Toastmaster Seema, the webinar I convened for the first time. Toastmaster Seema, all the best.
Timer, don't start the time. I just want to confess that today I'm going to read out my speech because there are too many technical things and the names and others to convey. So I'll sit and read out, and I will share the screen also when there is need. Thank you. Okay, now my time starts.
Seema, Seema, do you want to pin the timer? Do you want to pin Anita's video so that you can see it?
No, ma'am, I have to share screen.
Okay, fine. No, you just, okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Dear Toastmasters, I've already presented the first speech of 5 to 7 minutes at Sahyadri Toastmasters Club on the planning of the project. Let me give a brief summary of it now. This was the first webinar that we had organized at Trisha College of Commerce and Management, and I was the convener of the webinar. The work plan went like this. Phase 1, I got the approval from the management to initiate this project on the second day of the new year 2021. Immediately, with the help of the principal, I decided to take Mrs. Sahana Shetty as the co-convener. The organizing committee consisted of 5 members: convener, co-convener, 2 lecturers, and a technical staff. The guidance committee consisted of our principal, academic advisor, academic coordinator, and Toastmaster Kavitha from MTM Club. Phase 2. The first meeting was conducted on 4th January at 4 p.m. to set the vision, identify the topic and suitable resource persons. 2 members from guidance committee and all the organizing committee members attended the meeting in room number 208. 4 topics were shortlisted, and after discussion for almost half an hour, we zeroed down on the topic research paper writing and publication. The target audience was decided as the degree college lecturers of Mangalore and Udupi Taluk. It was decided to approach the request Dr. Sucharita Suresh, a renowned statistician and assistant professor from Father Muller's Medical College first, and keep Mrs. Sumita Acha from AMIT Biri as standby. The vision of the webinar was jotted down. Now, I would like to share the vision with you all. Hope you can see my screen.
Yeah.
It is mandatory for degree college lecturers to publish minimum 1 research article per year in the journal listed under UGC care list or any other reputed international standard serial number journal. Since many lecturers were in misperception regarding the format of the research paper writing and the identification of fake or predatory journals from genuine journals for publication, we decided to educate the lecturers regarding the same. So the vision of the project was to train the lecturers of degree colleges from Mangalore and Udupi Taluk on the format of research paper writing and their publication in genuine journals. Phase 3. On 6th of January, I sent a mail requesting Madam Sucharita to be the resource person. Since she was one of my friends who had helped me several times in statistical analysis of research papers, she readily agreed and gave the tentative date as first week of February. To decide on the final date and role distribution, the second meeting of the organizing committee as well as the guidance team was held on 10th of January. All came to consensus that 6th February Saturday afternoon is the ideal time for the webinar, as all the lecturers will be at home. Registration form and WhatsApp group formation duty was allocated to 2 different members. Here is the picture of the poster created by me. Thanks to members of Toastmasters for teaching me to prepare it. Next step was the creation of the link for the registration form. After filling the form, the delegates had to click on the WhatsApp group link created and join the group. And here is the format of the same. Yeah, this is the poster that I created for the webinar. And this is the link that was created where they had to just click this and join the WhatsApp group. Here is the click for the forms, registration forms that they had to use. They had to give their details so that I get all the details of the lecturers to prepare the certificate. Phase 3. The next meeting was conducted on 14th January in Principal's Chamber. Only 2 of us, a convener and co-convener, assessed the total number of participants registered. Since this was the first webinar, we wanted to keep it free for all and create an indelible impact on the audience. The forethought was to keep at least 1 webinar per month, charging minimum amount in the future, so that nominal amount to pay for the resource person is collected from the participants. But the response for the registration was awesome. 325 lecturers registered and all had joined the WhatsApp group, which means that they were keen to learn. The technical staff was asked to create Zoom ID on the college LMS Trisha Plus app that can accommodate 1,000 attendees, and also to arrange for the YouTube live streaming. The co-convener decided to generate e-certificate to all the participants as soon as they fill the biodata form through Certify-M app. Here is the mail sent to the participants giving Zoom link and YouTube details, which I will share later. Phase 4. Another meeting of the organizing committee members was called to check the progress and discuss the problems faced by them. The co-convener expressed the need to pay 100 rupees for online certificate to be generated from Certify-M. The request mail was sent to the principal to arrange for this fee from the management, which in turn was immediately agreed upon. It was found that one among the members was over-enthusiastic to send messages in WhatsApp groups continuously, which was irritating for the receivers. So I personally called the member and requested her politely not to send any messages hereafter in the main group of participants unless she's requested. Rehearsal date with the resource person was decided on 3rd February. I took the task of preparing the agenda and sharing it with the participants. So this is the link that we sent to all the members, Zoom link and the meeting ID. Here is the agenda that I prepared and shared with all the members, whoever wanted to participate, so that they can join in when they want. Yeah. Phase 5. After the successful rehearsal, the big day arrived. The whole program got over smoothly without any hassle or technical glitches. Many of the participants asked questions and all the doubts were clarified by the resource person. I would like to share some photographs and excellent positive feedback at the end. The last meeting was held on 8th Monday morning. I chaired the meeting and in an euphoric mood, I thanked each and every staff member for his or her support and active participation in smooth conduct of the webinar. Finally, I want to share with you all, dear Toastmasters, the lessons that I have learned as the leader of this big project. I've learned how to allocate the work to different groups, how to motivate and appreciate the members at the completion of every phase, understand when to intervene in the group, how to solve internal misunderstandings by speaking to the individuals personally, and above all, to share the joy of success with everyone responsible by arranging a high tea at the end. Needless to say, this experience motivated me to be the co-convener for the next meeting. 1 minute. Sorry. Can you see, please stop here. Can you see my share? No.
No.
1 minute. Yeah. Now is it visible?
Yes.
Yes.
So these are the photographs that we had clicked. This is the whole committee organizing team. And this is the resource person who started her sharing. I was the convener. This lady, Mrs. Sahana, was the co-convener. And look at the feedback of the participants. The 325 participants, professors, associate professors, assistant professors, research scholars, and students were present. And the webinar, they said, was useful. 98.5% of them said useful, and only 1 point something they said it was maybe. Your opinion about the speaker's knowledge, 62.2% said it was excellent, and 30.8% said very good, And then the remaining person said, good. Your opinion about the speaker's presentation skills, 55.7% said it was excellent, and remaining said 35.4, very good and good. And overall experience of the webinar, 59.4% said it was excellent, and 117 members, 36% said it was good. Very good. So with this, I conclude. Over to you, TMOD. Thank you.
It was a very nice speech, Toastmaster Seema. I wish you be the key employee for Trisha Group of Education. We learned a lot. Thank you. Our second speaker will be the immediate past president of MTM, that is Toastmaster Shraddha. I request Dr. CK sir to read her objectives.
Good morning and good luck, Shraddha.
Thank you, sir.
She's on her dynamic leadership speech, and the purpose of her project today is for her to identify her primary leadership style and discuss leadership styles in general. She doesn't actually have to read out from the objectives of the projects, that is the various styles of leadership, but she can opt to talk about it and say how her leadership style has been under those headings. She is a leader, we know that. She steered the club through the COVID pandemic and brought us glory with a lot of awards. The title of her speech is, What's My Style? What's my style? Toastmaster Shraddha Pai. Over to you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
May I have
Lifesaver,
the
Dr. CK
timings,
sir.
please? Timings?
5 to 7 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Toastmaster Shraddha, what's my style? What's my style, Toastmaster Shraddha?
Do as I say. Follow me. Come on, keep up. How do you see it? Why don't you consider it? You all must be wondering, what am I blabbering about? But all those phrases are used to describe different leadership styles. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. I'm feeling euphoric because I'm giving speech after 8 months. Leadership goals are important because they help leaders decide what their priorities should be. When you create goals with your team members in mind, you can work towards being a more efficient and effective leader. But people approach things in different way. Do as I say. This phrase is most illustrative to describe autocratic leadership. Generally, an autocratic leader believes that he is the smartest person in the group and knows much more than others. They make all the decisions with little input from his team members. This command and control approach is typical of leadership style of the past. If you remember, not in recent past, there was all the decisions were taken by the family head. No two way about it. Nobody could go against it. And this leadership is also called dictatorship. If I can give an example, Adolf Hitler, the dictator, became the leader of famous Nazi party by using his great speaking ability. And if I can give the present day example, President of Russia, Vladimir Putin. Now, follow me. You have to listen to me. You have to follow me. This phrase is used to describe authoritative or visionary leadership style. This style is the mark of confident leader who knows the way and set expectations, engaging and energizing his team leaders. Unlike autocratic leader, authoritative leaders take time to explain their views to their team members. They don't just issue orders. They allow their team members to choose whether to follow them or go their own way. Example, famous Italian president Benito Mussolini. And I heard that Microsoft founder Bill Gates used to this approach. Now, keep up, come on, you can do it, is used to describe face-setting leadership style. Now, this style described very driven leader who set the pace as in racing, and they set the bar very high. They force their team members to work hard to achieve their goals. But this leadership style puts tremendous pressure on the team workers. If I can give example, you must be knowing software engineers. They have the goals to achieve. So that is the reason nowadays, many software engineers are suffering from diabetes, blood pressure, because to reach the deadline is, the pressure is so high, it's very difficult to cope up with them. But you can't blame those team leaders because they are also under tremendous pressure. Now, the very efficient way, or the one I think most of the best leaders use, is democratic leader. They ask, how do you see it? How can we go about it? They express their opinion. They ask their team members' views. They ask their opinion how to approach or how to tackle certain problems. So that is the more efficient and effective leadership style. If I can give example, the famous leader, Nelson Mandela from South Africa, and present day, our own leader, Toastmaster Sunita Pereira. Her leadership, if I can say, style is democratic way. She puts every problem in the group, our board group, and discuss with her board members. She asks mentors' opinion and then take the final decision. Now, when you consider coaching leadership style, this leader take each members of great reservoir of talent. They teach each team members how to approach certain problems. It takes time to teach everything and get the result, but end result would be great because it is the most, not most, but certainly efficient way of leadership style. Now, what's my style? My style changes depending on the people I have to handle and situation I have to face. So I say when I'm handling with my kids, sometimes it is authoritative and sometimes it is democratic. And when I have to behave with my mates, certainly democratic, can't lose good mates. I believe we should not be a dictator. We should always view our opinions and explain our kids or whoever working under him. We have to explain our opinion and then only we can get the best result. Before concluding, I would say, whichever style you use, whichever kind of leader you become, but the kind of leader that people would follow voluntarily if you had no title or position. Thank you. Over to you.
Praveen, you're muted.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shraddha. It was Toastmaster Shraddha. It was a nice speech, and I experienced a whole term in your leadership. It was very nice. I was happy and content. Moving ahead to the third speech, the third speaker will be Toastmaster Benzita. I call upon Toastmaster Frana to read the objectives of Toastmaster Benzita's speech.
Toastmaster Benzita is on Innovative Planning Level 3. The title of her speech is What's in Your Pockets? The purpose of this speech is for the member to practice developing and presenting a proposal. The member will deliver a well-organized speech about his or her proposal. The proposal may affect any area of the member's personal or professional life or the Toastmasters Club. The member may present the entire proposal or aspects of it. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the member chooses. The style of the speech should fit the content. The speech is not a report on content or of the present a proposal project. All the best to you, Benzita. The time limit is 5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you, Fran.
Toastmaster Benzita, what's in your pockets? What's in your pockets, Toastmaster Benzita?
Yeah, my video and audio is fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Very good morning, everyone. 5 notes and a bill in one hand, with a grocery bag in my other hand, an umbrella around my wrist, more balanced than a gymnast at an Olympic. I stood next in line to pay the bill. I was all ready when out of nowhere, my phone starts to ring, and I was horrified. It was either let my backside ring to the entire public behind me, or dive into the depths, the impossible depths of the female genes. Well, being the level-headed woman that I am, I took the most sensible decision of letting my backside play a stupid song as I paid the bill. To all you gentlemen out there wondering what happened to this lady's social inhibition, well, let me introduce you to the most useless garment known to humanity, the female pants. And today, I come here with my proposal of the pocket-sized revolution. When Draupadi was saved by Krishna, trust me, rather than giving the sari back, it would have been so much better if you just gave her a t-shirt, a camp-sized boots, a very good cargo pants and belts. It would have saved a lot of women a lot of trouble in the coming centuries. For tell me, what is the purpose of a skirt that needs to be pressed down at the blow of every wind? What is the use of a dupatta, that is a cloth, to cover the clothing? And what is the use of a jeans pocket that cannot fit anything more than an ATM card? The female clothing, without doubt, has always been designed to idealize the female beauty, to cover modesty, and has absolutely nothing to do with functionality or effectiveness. Still don't trust me and think this is just a hormonal rant? Well, let me tell you, the female purse industry is a booming field, while the male handbag industry is still a growing field. The number of women who have shopped online for a handbag doubled in just the year 2020. And the funniest part of it is, the reason the female purse industry is existing is because the female jeans industry is not giving us any space in our pockets. One small piece of cloth for a lady and an entire global industry for mankind. When the iPhone 6 came out in 2017, the female US consumers finally asked the question, why won't it fit in our pockets? Ever been to a tailor for trousers? And the males get the question, how many inches do you want for your pockets? And the females get the question, do you want your pants waist flattering your curves? Well, I would like a pocket size that is bigger than your mindset, but I guess that option is not available to us. And right when we were thinking flappy salwar pants and flimsy jeans were our worst nightmares, came the skinny wear, which includes skinny jeans, leggings, and their abomination of a baby that no one knows what the hell is the jeggings. And if you think that these have any functional purpose, they don't. Their only primary purpose is to stick to you tighter than a band-aid. And this has been a huge blow to the flimsy female self-image and body image that was already down the gutters with the voluptuous images shown to us by the Bollywood industry and the famous Kardashian clan. And if you think mental health and the self-image is the only problem caused by female clothing, well, it does not end there. Lowered stress, increased stress has led to lowered immunity. The kind of clothing has led to lack of oxygen, medical problems on your back because you're carrying a bag all day because nothing fits in your jeans. These are some of the troubles faced by the females due to their clothing. I'm sure a lot of you out there would tell me, well, there are so many women out here who have found a way to look elegant in their clothes and still be functional, maybe with a handbag or with a purse. Well, my point to you is, why do we have to figure out a way? Why can't it just be accessible and available to me? Why is it that one gender has been focused on functionality and effectiveness when the other gender has just been given beauty that is not serving any purpose? And if you ask me, is this really such a big problem? Well, when we live in a society where speaking about period cramps is still not an acceptable public topic and needs to be code worded as stomachache, I think it's time that we started right from the grassroots, the size of a pocket. Well, obviously, as I come to my proposal, I can't propose that we all become tailors or boycott every known global brand of jeans. So then what can you do? Well, to all of us out there, take the time to be educated on this topic. Female clothing definitely needs a revolution, even if it starts as a pocket of jeans. Well, put your opinions out there. Discuss this out and let it not become another taboo topic, just like how we go with our period cramps. Put the message out there that these changes are not helping anyone. With the growing social media, we have so many startups. Well, put your message across to these startups and global brands. Let your voice be heard that we are not going to accept this so that they bring about change. And finally, and the most practical solution, don't buy female jeans if that's what the industry tells you. The luckiest moment of my decision was 7 years ago when I decided to just walk into the male's jeans with all the salespeople staring at me and still buying 2 pairs of jeans that I use today. Whereas my female jeans, I need to keep changing every 2 to 3 years because they're simply not durable. Buy what is practical, use what is best for you. Finally, if this happens one day when someone asks you, what's in your pockets? Guys and girls will both be able to say, well, I got my keys, my wallets, my tissues, my vaccination certificate, and the mask that I forgot to wear. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Benzita, for your speech. That is the reason I had chosen you as my first mentor. Thank you. Now I'll call upon timer DTM Anita ma'am to give her timer report.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Ravi. I had a euphoric time and there was never a dull moment when I was checking on the time of our speakers. Our first speaker, Toastmaster Seema, has taken 11 minutes and 47 seconds. Toastmaster Shraddha, 7 minutes and 15 seconds. And Toastmaster Benzita, 7 minutes and 5 seconds. All 3 speakers are within the time limits.
Thank you, DTM Anita. So, Sunita ma'am, Google Forms are there?
Yes, I'll post it in the chat. You can go ahead.
Okay, members, you please vote for the best speaker. Now, let us move on to the.
Praveen, before we move on, could we ask our guest to introduce himself if he has a stable connection now?
Ma'am, he will introduce at the end of the meeting.
Okay, fine. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Let us start an interesting session of the meeting, that is table topic session. For this, we have our VP Ed, Toastmaster Princita, to conduct the session. I have a small question for you, Toastmaster Princita. If you happen to spend a day without a mobile, what are the things you are going to gain the most?
Good morning, Toastmaster Praveen. Okay, if I didn't have to use my phone all day, I'd probably save a lot of like quality free time. I usually like just spend it like looking at random apps and doing I don't know what, honestly. like time just passes. So like I think if I had that much free time, I'd actually aim to do something productive with it. Like I don't know, read books. I really like reading books. And I feel like that's like a fun way to like pass time and also feel like, oh, I've done something productive at the end of it. So yeah, I'd probably spend more time reading books or doing fun things like that. Which brings me to today's table topic session. Okay, over to you, Toastmaster Praveen.
No problem. Thank you for your answer. Please continue with the session.
Okay. So, like I was saying, this brings me to today's table topic session. I thought we could try something slightly different, which is I've numbered some of the books from my bookshelf, and I'm going to show you the number you choose, like the book corresponding to that number. And what you will have to do is, based on the name of the book, you will have to speak about what you think the plot of the book is, or the story of the book is, for like the usual time, 1 to 2 minutes. So whoever decides to speak can choose a number from 1 to 5, and I'll show you the book corresponding to that, and you'll have to speak about what you think the story is. So who would like to go? Would anyone like to volunteer for the table topics, please?
Okay, I'll give it a shot.
Okay, you can pick a number from 1 to 5.
Okay, I'll pick number 3.
Okay. Okay. So number 3 is a Terry Pratchett book. It's called Small Gods. Yeah.
Small Gods. Okay.
Yeah.
I have absolutely no idea what the book is, what the author would like to talk about when he's talking about small gods. In my worldview, there is only one God, one force, one entity, one spirit. So small gods would suggest multiple entities, and that would be very confusing for me. I think if I had to interpret it in my worldview, I would say, small gods would represent different people in our lives. Because there is something I read that says that you should treat everyone else the way you would like to treat yourself. So in essence, you are treating you would look after yourself and treat yourself like a god. Our perception of God is someone who is to be revered and respected and given due importance. And to some extent, we do that to ourselves also. So I think my interpretation of small gods would be, how can we relate to other people around us and consider them as a god in our attitude towards them. So perhaps this book could be talking about these small gods that we need to relate to. That's the best I can do at this moment. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sunita. Would anyone else like to go up?
Princita, I'll go. Sukanya.
Okay. pick a number from 1 to 5 other than 3, please.
5.
Okay. 5 is the girl on the train. So what do you think the plot or the story of this book could be? If you already know it, you can pick another book. So that's okay.
No, I don't know.
Okay. So the name is The Girl on the Train.
Okay. Good morning, Toastmasters. The Girl on the Train. This is a story that I would like to tell you. Yeah. So this particular girl is a teenager and she is traveling between 2 cities. And the train journey is very long. So it's about 3 days. This was a long time ago when the trains were much slower. And in the train, she gets in touch with a group of friends and they have a good time. And, during one of the, in between the journey, she walks to the pantry of the train. And that's when she meets 2 men. And these men, this girl is pretty naive. And these 2 men speak to her and then they introduce themselves as, army men. And then casually they invite her to their cabin. And being very naive, she trusts the men and she walks into the cabin. And then she finds there are 2 more men. And so there are 4 men in the cabin. And that's when it hits her that she's all alone with 4 men. And now she needs to run away from there. And so then she doesn't know what to do because she's been traveling alone. But at that precise moment when she gets scared, she tells her that her family is waiting for her in some other compartment. And if she doesn't reach them in about let's say a minute, they're going to come searching for her and probably knock on the doors of every compartment. And that's when the men realize that she's not alone, that she is in the company of her family, which was not actually true. So then, so they let her go. And then she runs back to her friends, her compartment where she has made friends. And, that's a very secure environment. So back to you, Princita.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, Toastmaster Sukanya. That sounds like the girl will be very euphoric by the end of this scary tale. Okay, anyone else? You can pick a number 1, 2, or 4. Would anyone like to go? Please volunteer, friends.
Toastmaster Chandru?
You can ask someone, Princita.
Who would like to go? Toastmaster Lalita, would you like to go?
I think Chandru volunteered.
Oh, okay. Chandru? He's not.
Please switch on your video, Chandru.
Anyone else? If not.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Could you pick a number from either 1, 2, or 4?
1.
1. Okay. The number 1 is called The Traveling Cat Chronicles. The Traveling Cat Chronicles. You'll have to tell me what you think the story of this book is.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Yeah, I was traveling, I just reached. Okay, let me try this. I have not read about this book. I have even not heard about this book as well. But let me give a try. Okay, traveling is a good thing. There is one thing I have heard, and most of you have heard, that Kosha Vodu Desha Suttu means you read the books and travel different places. So when we travel different places, you get to know the different people, different culture, different place, different things. You will learn a lot of things by traveling different places. I think this is the cat is a naughty cat, must have traveled different places and got to get to know different types of cats and made a good friend out of those cats, and must have learned a lot of tricks how to steal food from the where there is no hard to get the food. So this cat must be very very adventurous cat. And I think the traveling will make you, will open up a different perspective, different thinking in everyone's life. So, and nowadays I started traveling whenever I get a time, more than 2 days holidays, I travel. So since we had a 3 days holiday yesterday, I had been to my father's place, that is Ankola, and I was very happy that I went there and I have performed puja there. And surprisingly, yesterday's puja was the last puja in that house, because that house is going to be demolished. I'm quite happy that God has given me one sort of one put a thought to go there, and I have performed my puja, and I'm very happy for that. So traveling, this has happened because I was of a mind, I wanted to travel it. So when I traveled yesterday, so I got to know many things. I met friends over there, relation over there. So I'm quite happy. So this cat must have been doing very well. Okay, over to Princita. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chandru. We have one more slot. Would anyone like to go? Is anyone here? Toastmaster Sean, would you like to try?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so you only have 4 and 2 left. You can pick one.
2.
The book is A Feast for Crows. So you have to tell me what you think the story or the plot of this book is. A Feast for Crows.
A Feast for Crows.
Yes.
Okay. Good morning, Toastmasters. I've not read the book before, and it's something which reminds me of crows, obviously. So what can be a feast for crows? Anything which is something which is rotting in our garden, maybe, or something in a junkyard where you can see a lot of crows coming in and fighting for that small piece of meat, or something which is only one piece, and then everybody come and separate it, and they have it, right? So something which came to my mind when the Feast for Crows, when I read the title. And what else can I speak about Feast for Crows? Well, that's pretty much which came to my mind. Thank you, Toastmaster Benzita.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sean, for the short story. Okay, would anyone like to go? I'm not sure if we have time. There's one more book if we have time. Would anyone like to go?
It's okay, Princita. I think we will.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Praveen. Yeah. No, may I have the timer? Tell us the time taken by the speakers, please.
Yeah, we had 4 speakers. 4 speakers. Toastmaster Sunita, 1 minute 43 seconds. I made an error in showing the I didn't show the yellow flag. She had to wind up very quickly. And Toastmaster Sukanya took 1 minute 39 seconds. Toastmaster Chandru 2 minutes 15 seconds. And Toastmaster Sean 58 seconds. So 58 seconds does not qualify. So it's your take.
I think since it was a valiant effort, we will include his name too.
Okay. Please vote for the best speaker. And over to you, Toastmaster Praveen.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Princita. It was an innovative way of table topic session. I will also try to use the same thing in futures. We can see Toastmaster Benzita is mentoring you. Okay, please vote. Okay. Please vote for the best table topic speaker. Now, the time is to the general evaluation. I'll call upon a soft-spoken Sharmila, Toastmaster Sharmila, to conduct the session. I have a small question for you also. If you happen to spend a day without a mobile, what are you going to lose or miss the most?
Miss the most, is it? I don't think so. I'll miss anything because I would like to do something productive. And if I do not have that mobile, probably I would get into gardening because I love that. And with the mobile, I think I take a lot of time browsing on it. So I think I would get into nature. That is something which I would do, Praveen. Over to you, Praveen. Yeah.
Yeah, it was lovely. It was lovely. Please continue with your session.
Okay. So over to the general evaluation session. Now, that's the third segment. An inspirational teacher, Toastmaster Seema, will be evaluated by the shoemaker of MTM, the bubbly Toastmaster, Kavitha Kamath. Over to you, Kavitha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharmila.
Yeah, could I just interrupt? Seema, could you please switch on your video? Thank you. Go ahead, Kavitha.
Good morning, Toastmasters, and a very good morning to Seema. Let me congratulate you, my speaker Seema, for that Eurofix style of delivery. You have completed your 10 to 12 minute speech as cool as a cucumber. It's not easy to complete such a long speech and deliver it in such a brilliant way. This shows your ability of confidence, perfection, and planning. The objective which you chose today and your speech was very, very truly relevant, I would say. I appreciate you for have taken each phase of execution with planning, execution, and implementing it well. You divided your speech into 4 phases, and that is commendable to make it very easy for the audience to understand. A long speech is always, I would say, especially in this kind of project, is a little bit boring. Each one of us feel that. But you made it very interesting by sharing with us your experiences with the slides and planned it very well. Success is the residue of planning, and you are a true example for this, Toastmaster Seema. I would admire you for proving it that a goal without planning is just a wish. I'm sure in your journey towards DTM, you have worked very hard. I would say that the one beautiful message, carry home message, which each member today has heard your speech, it would be the lessons of your learning to allocate the job, to motivate and appreciate, and to solve the misunderstandings and to share the joy of success. This message has to be there in every human, not even a Toastmaster, but everybody to look forward. Toastmaster Seema, you have explained and demonstrated very well the dates, the time, the agenda, which is very important for executing a webinar. And also you have explained the webinar to the best with all the phases you have explained. DTM in MTM or in any Toastmasters stands for a distinguished Toastmaster. I would say Toastmaster Seema, for me, Toastmaster Seema would be who has demonstrated today's speech well, which is the D, a dynamic speaker. T stands for talented, and M stands for a matured, full experience speaker. So good luck on your journey towards DTM. I know there are a few more levels to go, Seema. And today's TMOD, again, I'm using my book and not my phone. I am, respecting for what the rules you have, stuck to today. And I would say, close my speech by saying that, be a go-getter, Seema. Keep it up. Go get, girl. Over to you, Toastmaster Sharmila.
Thank you, Kavitha.
Thank you, Kavitha. Thank you, Kavitha. Okay. A grammar enthusiast, DTM Dr. K Ballal will evaluate the efficient Toastmaster, Shraddha Pai.
Thank you. Thank you, Sharmila. The elegant Sharmila, if you're calling me a dreaded grammarian. Now, today, hi Shraddha, where are you? Yeah, there I can see you. And what a good way of illustrating the various leadership styles. You talked about the various leadership styles and told us about your own. There was never a dull moment for me because I realized that there's an actress within you. So I call you a Chupa Rustam, because the highlight of your speech for me was watching you illustrate the various leadership styles with nothing less than appropriate gestures. You showed our Hitler style, you talked about the spine-chilling Mussolini, and then, of course, the soothing name of our own president, Sunita Perera, when you talked about a democratic style of leadership. I only know of her as a person who would quietly come, in the years gone by and come and pick up a table topic and take the prize. But there you have a leader now, and you illustrated her performance as a president within the first few months of her leadership as a democratic style. You also told us in what would I would say, an informational style about your own leadership style, which appears to be something where you change from time to time, depending on the situation. So it's a situational kind of leadership style, as far as I could understand. And there was no humor. There was definitely humor when you talked about how you deal with your maids. So you're a leader who's situational, depending on where you change. Now, how could you have taken this speech to a higher level? For those of us who have done this particular project, I realized that you spent more than 3/4 of your speech in telling us about the various leadership styles. And I missed finding a little bit more about you, of your own style. And I wish there was as much gesture as in the first half or the first 3/4 when it came to your own leadership style. And of course, as a leader, you cannot choose to sit and deliver a speech. A leader stands, impresses people, tells what he or she wants to say. So I would have liked to see you standing, which I'm sure you can do, but I have perhaps somehow missed to do that, maybe because it was a less prepared speech, or you decided to deliver it at the last moment. But I would not say that it was an unrehearsed speech. There was enough matter for all of us. You could have saved some time by mentioning some of the well-known names by just using the surnames, and would have saved some time, like Hitler is known as Hitler. It doesn't have to be Adolf, and Benito, I didn't know that was Mussolini's first name. So you could have saved some time there. And of course, Sunita can be none other than Sunita Perera. But that was quite appropriate. For me, the highlight was the clarity, the eye contact, the gestures, mentioning your own leadership style with a very clear-cut, humorous content and illustrative gestures. A very good speech. We know you're a leader. You've taken us through, the troubled COVID waters the whole of last year, and it is in you. And I would have liked to hear a little bit more about your own leadership style. Congratulations on going forward with your speech plans and the Pathways projects to a dynamic leadership. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doctor. Yeah. Known for a quick wit and a subtle sense of humor, Toastmaster Benzita will be evaluated by the adorable and joyous DTM Pinto. Over to you, Frana.
Thank you, Sharmila. I'm still at the TM level. Benzita, presenting a proposal means, in the dictionary terms, an assumption. And you really euphorically took us from the pocket size. It was a very innovative kind of proposal, and you're suggesting a plan of action. You were practical in your clarity of purpose. You had a variety of events, like paying the bill with your hands full. And how could you reach into a pocket which has the size only to fit an ATM card? And then you gave us much food for thought on the practicality of how to manage that time of the month. The audience was spellbound with your audacity and practicality of the topic. Comfortable with the language, accessible, available, functional, effective. Should we go to the tailor or the branded? Alternative of buying was also presented as buying of men's jeans as the solution. We are aware that we also need to help you to become a great speaker. And one of the suggestions would be to stand before your audience so that we can see you in full and not think that you are reading, whether you are reading or not reading or looking at points or not looking. We don't know, but when you stand, it gives us a clarity of everything that you're saying, and your expressions would be, probably your hands would be more free to give us a more expressive view of your thoughts. I love the novel choice of your topic. The pocket size, the reasons for me to get bigger and more practical. You gave us a lot of food for thought and clarity. Something so simple made into a 7-minute speech, a pocket, from Draupadi to Dupatta. And the last part where you chose the skinny wear like a band-aid, the voluptuous figures that we have nowadays is not tasteful to me also. And so medically and socially, you're leading to a change and probably preventing rape of some and the girl child in the other. And you're giving plenty of thought. Kudos to you, Benzita, for a proposal for change of the pocket size. And as it grows larger, may you give greater food for thought and for action and for social change and for practical solutions. In the words of Gandhi, be the change you want to see. All the best. Thank you for a lovely speech.
Thank you.
DTM Anita, can you give us the timer's report for the evaluation?
Yes, once again, it was an euphoric moment to time the evaluators. Toastmaster Kavitha took 3 minutes, 25 seconds. Toastmaster CK, DTM CK has taken 3 minutes, 17 seconds, and Toastmaster Prana has taken 3 minutes. All are within time.
Could I just request everybody to switch on their video so we could take a quick photograph? We forgot what to tell you. Just a quick photograph before Sharmila continues. Please switch on your videos. Right. So can you? Oh, you're on 2 devices, I think so. And Princita, Benzita, could we just see you on screen? Yeah, 2 of you together. Sean, I know you're undercover, but we can just see you for the photograph. Sean, are you there? All right, let's go ahead. Smiles, please. Thank you. Go ahead, Sharmila.
Thank you, Sunita. And I request Toastmaster Lizella to give the counters report.
Somebody needs to mute their audio. Please mute your audio. Seema, please mute your audio. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello, good morning, Toastmasters. Toastmaster Dr. K Ballal has used 1 repeat and 1 err. TM Seema has used 1 so and 2 repeats. TM Shraddha has used one TM Benzita has used 1 and there was a repeat. TM Toastmaster Praveen had 2 and everything was fine. Toastmaster Princita had no any pauses or anything. Toastmaster Sharmila Sagar had 1 and 1 repeat. Toastmaster Sunita had 1 I mean. Toastmaster Kavitha had one A and one and one repeat and one I mean. Toastmaster Prana had one repeat, and Toastmaster Sukanya had two then, and three times. Toastmaster Chandrasekhar had three and one repeat and one Toastmaster Sean had one and one like. That's all.
I request Toastmaster Winston to give the grammarian's report.
Hello, you can hear me?
Yes, Winston, yes.
Okay. The grammarian report is a very strenuous job because you have to listen intently to all the speeches. Okay, but today it was not that difficult because there were hardly any grammatical mistakes. There are some very good usage of words which I'm going to repeat. And only two grammatical mistakes according to me. That is, like Shraddha said, whoever working with you, whoever is working with you, probably is was missing. It was only two alphabets, so it was not a very great mistake. Then Chandru said, travel different places. I think it should be traveled to different places. Again, two alphabets missing, two, is and two, which we are normally missing when we talk in public or talk very fast. Okay, those are the two small grammatical mistakes which I noticed. Otherwise, everybody's grammar was good. Construction of sentences were also good. Some very good usage is by Seema, misperception, indelible, technical glitches. Then Shraddha, blabbering, autocratic leader. Another one for Shraddha, probably teach each members. She said members. It should be teach each member, not teach each members. Teach each member. The Benzita used horrified, functionality, taboo topic. Then Kavitha, share joy of success and go getter. Those are the good usages. And the word of the day, according to me, whatever I have noticed and noted down, is used by Praveen right at the beginning. Sharmila, Shraddha, and Princita. This is all for my grammarian comments. Actually, I'm very happy that there are very few grammatical mistakes and we are improving day by day. Thank you.
Thank you, Winston. Yeah, okay. I think Toastmasters has taught us to speak a way that others love to listen to you, and has taught us to listen in a way that others will love to speak to you. We started on time. DTM Sunita, our president, gave some meaningful lessons in the beginning and asked us to just to be ourselves, and you doubled by being the Zoom master too, and Sunita. And we had this, Dr. CK, the recital was very thoughtful, that perfect translation that from Sanskrit, let our leaders be righteous, and the wheel of Dharna. That was really a good start, Doctor. And then we had our speakers, all the speakers. We had a very educative session, in fact. The speakers seem, I love the way Seema spoke, very crystal clear. She thoroughly spoke about planning, organizing, directing, and controlling through her webinar. And our second speaker, Shraddha, I think Kurt Lewin would be very happy, in fact, in his grave, to really know that most of his leadership styles are being used today. You did justice to it, Shraddha. And also Benzita, it was something thoughtful, and I must say that let a trend of baggy jeans come into those days. We used to have those huge baggies where we could fit in anything, also a chakuli packet, such big pockets. I think that could be a good trend for holding a lot of things. Wonderful speeches. And then we had Princita with the table topics, good table topics where all of them spoke at ease. Then we had the evaluation session where Kavitha, and it's nice to see Kavitha holding that piece of paper. Otherwise, she'll be looking through the screen, and she did justice to Praveen, I must say. And then Dr. CK, as usual, was good. And Dr. Frana too gave a good evaluation. The evaluation session went very well. Coming to, I think, Praveen. Toastmaster Praveen, you have grown 100-fold. The meeting was magnified with your presentation, and especially the theme, a day without mobiles. That's for sure, because we never thought of that theme, and we just kept thinking what would be our lives without a mobile. And I like the way you, in the beginning, how you just, took that brush. It was so innovative, Praveen. Just loved the way you went through. And yes, and you spoke about Hubli, the mobiles not being, you cannot attend, about the mobiles not being used in that meeting. I think we need to follow that, because most of the time, sometimes in the club meetings, we just use our mobiles, not in Toastmasters, of course, but yes, elsewhere. It was definitely a wealth of information for all of us. Thank you, Praveen. And I must thank the, I don't know who's the Google Forms. Who's the one who has?
Okay, that's me, because we had a last minute change.
So you've doubled the role, tripled the role, Sunita. Multitasking, thanks for that. And photographs. Did I miss on anyone? Because initially I was not there with the Sergeant at Arms. I think you started, Sunita.
Yeah, it's okay. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sunita. Yeah. Photographs. Who's the one who's clicked photographs? It's you, Sunita. Yeah. Okay.
What to do?
Thank you, Sunita. Yeah. And the meeting went on very well. And over to you, back to DTM Toastmaster, DTM Sunita Pereira.
I'm not a DTM, but thank you. Over to Praveen. Yeah.
Over to you, Praveen. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sharmila, for your crisp and clear general evaluator report. We'll definitely improve what are the loopholes are there. And thank you for your very good comment on good development of mind. Thank you. And I would like to call DTM Mutturaj to give your opinion.
Anything which is well prepared is well done. Good evening, Toastmasters, Ms. President, and my dear guests. My name is Mutturaj. I am from Hubli. It's an euphoric moment for me to be a part of MTM, definitely. I have not been attending Toastmasters meeting for about 2 months right now. The reason
There are many Toastmasters Club meetings which are in the evening, and I have started working between 7 and 9 nowadays, and I have missed so many Toastmasters Club meetings. So if I'm permitted, I would love to be a part of this club meeting as often as possible. And I have learned a lot being in this club today. There are many senior Toastmasters who used excellent language, and I got to learn a lot, especially the pronunciation skills of so many people. And I have got some observations, if I'm allowed to express. One thing that I could have done better is I'm a sponsor of 3 clubs in Hubli, Dharwad, Belgaum, and we have brought a different kind of trend, addressing each and every Toastmaster with the prefix Toastmaster. I think that can give us a lot of learnings. And there were, I think we can also add the prefix TM or guest before the names that whenever we are using Zoom. That clears the confusion. That is one thing. And one of my students recently went to the USA, and he lost his father just 2 months ago. And he has been in touch with me for some guidance. And he asked me, sir, do you know anyone in this area right now where I'm studying? And I told only one thing. Go to Google, search the nearest Toastmasters Club. You will find the whole new world. My dear friends, when my brother went to Mangalore, I suggested only one thing, that be a part of Toastmasters Club first, and you will find another one new family where you can get everything you want, including finding a rented house also. Toastmasters can help, everything. So at the same time, I also can suggest my brother, since his job is transferable job, every now and then he gets transferred to another place. So I would suggest him, wherever he goes, he has to be a part of Toastmasters Club. And if there is no Toastmasters Club, he can start one. That would be my suggestion. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. I'd like to give the podium back to Toastmaster Praveen.
Thank you so much. I will be in Toastmasters. Thank you. Thank you for your suggestion. And I'll call upon the undercover member, Toastmaster Sean, to give your report. He was monitoring all the members of their mobile usage. Sean, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Praveen. It has been a real challenge for me to do this because, first of all, it's an online meet, and you can't say like what the person is doing because you can only see their faces, right? So as Praveen has already requested me to, first of all, the report. I could say that confidently that everybody has been present in the meet without using the phone, at least to the minimum. But Praveen has requested me to name one person who has really been more present than the other. So I think this would go to our DTM Winston Dsouza, because as he said in his grammarian report that it is a very tedious job to do. So I think he was very busy doing his job. So in that way, I think it would go to DTM Winston Dsouza. So there it goes. Thank you, Toastmaster Praveen.
Thank you, Sean, for your report. So I would like to announce one surprise contribution, you may say. I am going to give 200 rupees for your mobile recharge, next mobile recharge, as a part of to encourage the members. And I thank all the members for not using the mobile. It has been said that.
Excuse me, Praveen. Praveen, I think in my general evaluation list, I did not mention Lizelle because on his accountant's report, he did a fabulous job. In fact, very detailed one, and we all need to learn from him. I don't know why I skipped it. Yeah. Okay.
No
okay.
Problem,
I'm sorry I interrupted. Yeah.
No problem. Thank you, Lizelle, for your crisp and clear report. So nowadays, people are becoming prisoners of their mobiles. That is why they are called as cell phones. What I would like to submit here is, Let us release ourselves from the prisons and enjoy the natural nature. I thank again all the members for giving justice to the theme and sorry for imposing such rules. Back to you, Toastmaster Sunita ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you, Praveen, for a very unusual meeting today and for focusing our attention on using the mobile effectively when it's needed and when it's not. So since we've come to the end of the meeting, I'd request Shraddha to help me announce the results. Shraddha, are you there?
Yeah. Please announce.
Yeah. So if you could go ahead and share your screen. I make the announcements as you share screen. Right. So the Best Speaker Award goes to Toastmaster Benzita Ferrao. Congratulations, Benzita.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Radha. You can change to the next one. The Best Table Topic Speaker Award goes to DTM Sukanya Rao. Congratulations, Sukanya.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And third one. Yeah, the Best Evaluator Award goes to Toastmaster Francis Pinto. Thank you, Frana, for multitasking as a secretary and as an evaluator today. And finally, the Best Role Taker Award goes to Toastmaster Lizella Aranha for attempting for his debut performance as a role taker and for attempting something new, for stepping out of his comfort zone. Congrats, Lizella. Thank you all for attending today's meeting.